Well, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone, to come to attend our panel. And today we're going to talk about the RWA, which is stand for the real world asset. Before we get started, thank you so much for the presentation. It's really amazing. So how about we do a short intro and start from you?
Well, my name is Ola Lind. I'm the CEO of Verify. We are based in Dubai and in Southeast Asia. And it's quite encouraging in Dubai because I've been there for the last 3 years, and the developments from the Dubai government and the new regulatory bodies, VARA and HGM in Abu Dhabi, and the new roadmap forward in specifically real estate, virtual assets, and other things where they're actually working with the private sector together with the government to set the new regulatory bodies and work. And it's really interesting to see what the future will help, especially in that region.
Thank you. And the next one we have is Spark.
Yeah, hi everyone. So it's a bit late today. So my name is Park, the CEO of MetaBank. So we're based in Singapore, but also have office in Hong Kong, Dubai, and also Europe. So we're currently trying to build an ecosystem together with the Slovenian government. So to build the RWA ecosystem. So we always believe to integrate the traditional financial industry with the crypto world, the best way is to use the RWA assets. So to find the valuable assets from the traditional world and mix them into the crypto DeFi protocols and use the new innovation from the crypto to innovate the traditional financial industry. Thanks.
Thank you. And the next one we have Jackie.
Okay, thank you everyone. I'm so glad to meet you here. I'm all comfortable. I'm Yu Jiangming, and you can also call me George. I'm the founder of Yuan. I have focused on the crypto education for almost 5 years. 5 years ago, I established the Huobi University. I'm the president, I'm the founder, and from the very beginning of this year, I founded Yuan, the University of Austria. Nowadays, I'm living in Singapore, but I always travel to Hong Kong to give lectures there. And nowadays, I'm writing a book titled with the RWA, and it could be the first book focused on the RWA on Vault. It will be published early this year. And I'm a very old friend of the point time in Singapore and Chap, and I'm really glad to share my opinion about RWA today. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last is Hurry.
Sorry，我的口语不是很好，所以我就用中文了。对，然后我们是 Wordies，然后是全球首个房地产2W项目。我们本身在美国是 OneBridge，然后有10多年的房地产开发经验，然后我们管理了大概9000多套房产和3万多亩地，用中文的单位。对，所以我们依托于这个，然后我们在香港来做这个房地产2W 的一个项目。简单来说就是我们会把房地产变成基金的形式，变成 NFT， 然后最后呢，我们会把它变成产权热点币，同时把我们这个地产的收益部分，可能会有一个这个收益代币双币模型，然后我们来进行这个房地产2W 这个项目的一个落地。
So I'm gonna do a quick translate. If I'm wrong, just correct me. So basically, Wordies is tokenized real world asset, specifically for real estate. And you guys have 9,000 units globally. And I don't know how to calculate the measurement, but it's a really large amount. And potentially, the project will have dual token functions. And you guys want to bring the real estate into the Web3 communities and to see what its bridges can be and how we'll be able to centralize and helping the real estate development become more related to Web3. Okay. My name is Victoria. I am the VP of Media at Limar Exchange. So we are a centralized exchange. And not as excited as all my panelists over here. And I'm the moderator today. It's such a pleasure to be here. So since we're going to talk about the real world asset, can you guys make a definition about what this is for? And we know, yes, we have cryptocurrencies, we have Web3s, all of these fancy terms. So what is real world asset can be defined as? Can cryptocurrencies like BTC or ETH be part of the real world asset? Yes?
对，是这样，就是我们深刻的研究的是 RWA 这个赛道，然后所有来说就是，只有现实世界中的资产，并且它具有一定的收益，然后并且呢，它又有强的流动性的需求，这样子的资产才可能去被 RWA 化。举个例子的话，可能有很多就是接触到早期的 USDT、USDC，然后背后去投资一些美债。那这些的收益是否要划分给这个持有者，包括持有者 holder 这个的话就是一种可以RWA 化的一种方式。那么就是 BTC 和以太坊的话，就是他们并不是直接的 RWA， 但是它的确可以给 RWA 化资产提供很多的，比如说交易流通，然后一些承载的能力，是这样的。
So for your opinion, it's very important to RWA has to have kind of like profit sharing with token holders, and it has to be bringing liquidities to the industry. Like I guess stable coins is a really good example as you mentioned. And we also have OLA here is also a stable coin project. Do you want to also echo on this?
Well, I think it's important because the future and it's a big market for RWAs to be integrated with crypto industry and especially with stablecoin. In our view, is because you need to bring it to the masses. You say when you have a real estate investment or you have any kind of investment, it's difficult for the broader view of the people around the globe to be participating. And if you have a project, for example, in Hong Kong, and it's local and it's normally a local adaptation of investment that is taking place and it happens very quickly, and the staggering amount of money you need to be able to invest at that specific points exclude a lot of people. So by bringing RWA into the crypto and making sure that there is a way to distribute that investment and be able to liquefy it properly and fast when it's needed. And it's not now local anymore, it's actually global. And this is where I see a very exciting future with RWA, not only real estate, but many other byproducts like carbon credits and other things.
That's amazing.
Okay. As for me, obviously the BTC and the ETH is not our way, and we can divide the crypto into two parts. The first part is the kind of the pure digital assets, including the BTC, ETH, and other tokens we are familiar with. And another part is the RWA. And in the past, even though there are about 4 years ago, the securities token offering are quite popular, but the security token is not the mainstream of the crypto field. And maybe in the past, the only one successful article failed is stablecoin, just like he referred. But just like when we see, okay, the stablecoin could be so successful, and there are so many companies are trying to merge the traditional crypto, the traditional capital market and the crypto market together. So we can think in the future, maybe there will be great chance for us to just use the crypto, use the DeFi to empower the traditional assets. Just like nowadays, for some markets I'm familiar with that, especially in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong stock market is a very important part of the kind of the capital market of the China and in Asia. But nowadays, the liquidity and the price of the stock listing in Hong Kong is really low. It cannot be compared with the past. And So a lot of banks and companies are considered to convert some stocks and some REITs, some ABS to the kind of the RWA token and try whether you could track more and more money in the huddle of the crypto to invest in the Hong Kong market. And the chance is, I think there is a chance because of the high interest of the American bonds, a lot of assets around the world are invalid nowadays. Under the value is quite underestimated. So if we can convert some of the kind of the assets to the form of the token and just in the future when the interest of American reduce, we can see okay the crypto the price of crypto like Bitcoin and Ethereum will rise a lot and in this field there will be quite huge of the money inflow in the crypto market and more the RWA asset will be attracted by these people funds by default. So there's chance I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think the biggest issue about the current RWA is we are trying to make the money from the crypto users. So for example, we make the treasury bonds, everything into the RWA form. But we're trying to get the money from the crypto users. That's not the purpose of RWA in my view. So I talked to the legitimate officers from Hong Kong last night. So actually I quite agree with his opinion. So the RWA should be the asset with the positive cash flow. So it's totally different from the virtual asset like BTC, ETH, or any other virtual coins. Because the real world assets, they should have the cash flow, and the value should be the PV of the cash flow. So in my view, the RWA in the future will be the bridge which can bring the traditional financial players into the crypto world. Instead of making the money from the existing crypto users, so RWA is to bring the old money into the crypto world, to use the power of the crypto, to use the power of the blockchain to change the current financial world. So to summarize, so I feel BTC, ETH are not the RWA. Only these valuable assets which can provide a high return, and the regulated assets will be RWA. Thanks.
Thank you. I think we have been mentioned a couple of times about how important the liquidity could be and how important the model should be. So another thing I really want to know is like, is this going to be feasible? Like how we're going to advance the RWA industry in general by developing or bringing the structures like the industry players like ABS or REITs to helping everything to become more stable or more structured?
I think that's will become a normal progression when they see that you can actually digitize these assets and then do liquidify by having it on the blockchain because it gives transparency and trust. Obviously, the biggest hurdle is the legal frameworks, the regulatory bodies, and so on. But looking at Singapore, looking at Dubai, looking now in the US and other jurisdictions, Switzerland and others, the regulators are catching up. They are understanding the value and the need of future blockchain corporations. We had work with Interpol and Dubai police when it comes to blockchain and transparency within their own databases, for example. So traditional governance, regulatory bodies is catching up and understanding the value of it. Then obviously the different key players like the REITs and ADS and so on, they will see the value progressing. There will be wait and see like everybody until there is the framework in place. And with the framework in place, obviously they will come to the table.
I mean, I totally agree with you. I think over the times and the more regulations come in and more standards we set up for the industry will definitely help to reshape everything, like from the key players, from the liquidity providers, from basically everyone. So that's really a fair point.
And I think it's also important that why it's important not only for the big companies and the countries, nations that has a lot of money, but it's actually it can be then diversified globally. And this is what I see the biggest uptake, because you see what's going on in Africa and how the things are progressing rapidly because it's new take on technology, Southeast Asia and so on. So, but bringing in the inclusion of the masses will obviously become more liquid in the market and more secure and more transparent and more stable.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good point. And Spark, since MetaBank is also very like directly related to topic.
Yeah, sure, thanks, good Gloria. So the ABS and all the traditional instruments, because I worked in investment bank for over 10 years before I joined the crypto, so I know all the tricks of these instruments. So majority of the profits actually go to the intermediary agencies, like the brokers, the funds, all these vampires, so in the middle. So the reason I joined crypto and I like DeFi so much is because all these intermediary companies will be eliminated. So these monopoly companies, big names. So actually they don't add any value in the chain. So if Alipay can be successful in the future, so it will directly connect the assets with the investors. So the investor make the money by investing the money into the assets, and the asset owner can get majority of the profit. That's the spirit of the Alipay. But now the biggest challenge is like all I mentioned, so regulatory, legitimate all these things from the government. Because in order to make the crypto market go to the next hundreds of trillions, the regulators, the national power will be playing a very big role, especially Alipay is the real world assets. So it will be the natural resources, some national resources, and like real estate, all these are actually controlled by the government. So currently myself and my company also work with the government together to see how to build the high return regulated assets into the crypto market. So to summary, so in order to innovate, in order to revolute the traditional financial market, we need to use the Alipay in a proper way under the regulation. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, obviously we can learn a lot from the process of the ABS and the raise. And as well as some of the Alipay token are based on the kind of the asset-based securities. But I think the most important part or most important feature of the Alipay is the combination with the DeFi. Just as I mentioned, about 5 years ago, the security token offering is very popular. People are discussing about that. But obviously, the security token is not so successful. I think we can remember that there's the kind of the T0 and some similar exchange in our age, but it's really hard to use it because to pass the KYC and there are a lot of restrictions. But nowadays, why so many people have already invested in some Alipay token based on the American bonds, and that has like the Matrix Board offering because we can use the Curve and other similar decentralized exchange instead of only the SEX. So nowadays we talking about the Alipay. It's not only something to do with the STO or ABS or ABT, something like that. In my mind, it should be the reward asset plus DeFi. We should image and some people say, okay, we can convert everything to the every kind of the asset to the token. It's possible, but I don't think all the token could be accepted by the crypto investors. Just like the gold tokens, I remember the Tether and Paxos already issued the gold token for almost since about 8 years ago, but it's not popular. Just because we can invest in gold currency, there are a lot of chance. But some of the assets are quite lot of the liquidity, the liquidity, and with the mechanism of the AMM, we can provide the liquidity for all kind of the assets in the future. So I think we should focus on one part. We should pay attention to the asset offering, but another part we should think how can we combine the DeFi and the assets. So just as you mentioned, I think the biggest opportunity for us in the other field is not only itself, it's the chance for the traditional kind of the investment bank and other company, traditional financial company. But maybe we can accept the kind of the RWA, the DeFi, RWA-based DeFi. And just like in Singapore, there's a company called DGFT. It's a DEX, but it also it is in the regulation sandbox of the MES, and could I expect to get the lessons very soon. So so I think maybe in the future there will be lots of assets will be converted to tokenization. And just like when to the stage, I read a research paper issued by the Reserve, the Federal Reserve of America, tokenization. They discussed tokenization, and in Hong Kong, a lot of banks are discussing about it. But the 45 part is not good enough. So we should focus on the RWA and figure out how to solve this problem. Thank you.
很同意，就是 RWA 这个事情，就是针对这个问题，其实有一个核心在于，就是比如说 REITs， 我们以 REITs 的形式，它只是一个很健康的传统金融的模式，让一些现实的资产更容易去进入到这个，比如说我们 crypto 圈子里头。所以的话，我比较认同，像我们的房产也是有很多是从基金入手，然后来实现一个模式的转换，然后让就是曾经的DeFi，也就是未来的RWA里头会增加更多的传统金融的一个正规的、正确的一个金融规律。
So I think we already covered a lot of important components. I think liquidity is very important when we have the real world asset into the crypto industry. Liquidity will come with it, and it definitely will help the development into the next level. And another thing I think is basically we already covered and we have a certain answer. And when we have all of these coming, and we gonna bring the relationship between the RWA standards, RWA model, and also the industry standards become even more stable, even more make sense. So really appreciate all my panelists to have this very interesting conversation, and really appreciate all of your opinions and insights. And thanks again, and I hope everybody will have a good time during this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.